Hey, Stan Deaton with the Georgia Historical Society. Welcome back. Rather than the usual dispatch that you probably tuned in to see this week, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank so many people for making dispatches from off the Deaton path possible. This all began back in March when the staff of the Georgia Historical Society, like so many other people in this country, began working from home for what we thought was going to be, hopefully, a short period. It's been 9 months. And several of my colleagues thought it would be fun, educational, and a way to keep up with our members for me to sit down in front of a camera every week here in my study at home and just talk about whatever was on my mind in terms of history, maybe a book I'd read, something that was in the news, something pandemic related. And that's how it all began back on March 31st with the very first dispatch about the Black Death. There were other health-related topics that we talked about over the last 9 months, including the Spanish flu and the polio vaccine, historical figures like Franklin Roosevelt and Hank Aaron, fun topics like the history of toilet paper, maybe one about my favorite author, Christopher Morley, or Rod Serling and the Twilight Zone, and of course some very serious subjects like the anniversary of the lynching of Emmett Till and the death of Lemuel Penn. Along the way, I can't thank my colleagues at the Georgia Historical Society enough for all of their encouragement, for the kind word that they extended after watching one of these, always telling me that one was great, do something about this, whatever it was. From our president and CEO, Todd Gross, who's always encouraged me in anything I've done at the Georgia Historical Society and has given me the freedom to do a lot of different things like this, to our executive vice president and COO, Laura Garcia Culler, who always finds a way to make it possible for us to do fun things like this. I thank all of my colleagues at GHS who have been so supportive. I especially want to shine a spotlight on Brendan Krellin and Sabrina Saturday, my two colleagues who actually put these videos up on the web and made it possible for a larger audience to see them and to turn this into something besides a guy sitting in his home study looking into a camera. I also want to thank my brother Jeff Deaton, who lent his considerable talents and time and skill in video editing to make these look better than they would have had it just been me talking into a camera, which is how this all began. Very early in the pandemic, Jeff had a little time on his hands and foolishly offered to do some video editing, maybe to drop some images in or to put my name up on the banner that you see when these videos begin. He did all of that and more. He covered up more mistakes than I care to admit. I'm deeply appreciative for the considerable in-kind contribution that he has made to these videos and to the Georgia Historical Society, because that happened more than once. I want to thank my cats, one of which you just saw walk across the screen, who jumped up in front of this camera more times than I can remember. I had to stop recording and start over, and I thought if there was ever an appropriate time, I'd leave them in, and this is it. You just got to see one of them. Most of all, I want to thank all of the people who took the time to click on the link and watch these videos. I hope you've enjoyed them. I hope you've learned something maybe you didn't know. I hope you had fun along the way, and I deeply appreciate the kind words that many of you have shared. If you've got ideas for some of the things you'd like to see us do in 2021, let me know. As 2020 turns into 2021, I hope for all of us a healthier and a better year than maybe we had in 2020. But however it was for you, I deeply appreciate your support for the Georgia Historical Society for dispatches. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay strong. I'm Stan Deaton with the Georgia Historical Society. Have a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. And as always, thank you for watching.